People always talk about if this will be the year of Linux on desktop, and in this video we will see if this is the year of Linux on smartphones. This is mainly a review of Gnome Mobile, so the Gnome desktop for smartphone-like devices. This seems a smartphone, but it is more a computer. So this is the Gnome desktop in Pinephone 64 PostmarketOS. So in this video we will do a tour to see if this kind of operating system is really an alternative to Android or GrapheneOS. Mainly because Android is more and more a locked-in operating system, so with the future releases you won't be able to sideload anymore your apps without Google permission. So we can see if there is an alternative. I can say this is Pinephone, not Pinephone 4 Pro. So this is a tour mainly for the operating system to see if in future we will have a faster device. Probably it could be an alternative for real. This isn't a new project. It is alive from many years, and it's quite mature. The main problem is the ecosystem, because you won't find here bank apps or government apps, because it isn't a mainstream platform. But as you can see, it's quite fast for basic application, and as I said, this isn't a new device, so probably in future we will have a faster device. This is the same feature that you have on Android to switch from an application to another one, or you can do swipe up and you see this kind of Gnome dashboard. So let's try the camera. The camera is a quite poor hardware, but it works with the camera app. And okay, this is a picture. So this is the camera, and with the swipe up we can close the applications. Maps, it's a very basic application, so unfortunately organic maps, it's a very well done application for Android, and maybe it could also run on native Linux, but if I remember correctly, it doesn't support native GTK or Qt GUI, so it's a little bit weird to see on this phone. This is the phone, but I don't have the SIM inside. And this is chat, which you can use with known protocols. And let's try the browsers. So you have Firefox ESR, and it's a little bit slow, but it has the mobile GUI. So let's try a website. The keyboard works fine, but it's a little bit slow to load because it isn't a powerful device. Yeah, it's slow to load the videos, but it works. Okay, this was Firefox, but it's saying that it is slowed down for some reasons. Let's try with the Chromium. Chromium isn't installed by default, but you can install it as you normally do on Linux. So let's try a video. And this one works, but it's also a little bit slow. You have a console, so you can do the normal Linux command that you know, so like sudo apk update. PostmarketOS uses APK format, so similar to Alpine Linux, but you can also have the Gnome software. So if you go to software, you can install the updates, also for Flatpak applications. These are the installed applications. I installed this one, and as you can see, it comes from Flatpak, so it supports ARM64, and other applications come from the PostmarketOS repository. As you can see here, it's PostmarketOS. So let's see the other applications. We have the file manager, which is Nautilus. It's the same file manager that you use on Ubuntu or Gnome in general. So let's see the camera. On camera we have the pictures, and with the pictures, okay, let's see open with. We have all the application that we have on the desktop. So let's use image viewer. Okay, this is the photo. Pinch to zoom works, and you can also move with your finger, and you can also crop the picture if you want. Okay, replace, save, cancel. You can also use the cross to close the application if you don't want to do swipe up and swipe up. And then I installed Foliate, which is an ebook reader for EPUB, so just for testing. This is also a desktop application which works very well also on mobile. I don't know why. Okay, I can select some parts of a book, but I don't know if I can highlight and save it, but it works. These are the chapters and the bookmarks. You can also change the colors, so day mode, night mode. It works very well. We have music applications, so audio player, this one, and there is another one which is gapless, which is a more normal native music player. I don't have music here to test, but it works. There is Papers, which is a PDF reader, and when you do open, it opens the Nautilus Picker. And this is Showtime, which is the native video player. And you can also record the videos on this smartphone. Let's see. Home, videos, screencast. This is a screencast recorded on this phone. It's a little bit laggy, mainly because the phone is slow, so it's a slow recording, but it works. So it's the same video player you have in Gnome. There is also Gnome Tweaks, if you want to enable the advanced features. Okay. Power, sound, appearance, disk unlocker. Okay. And this is made by PostmarketOS tweaks. Then we have text editor. I like the keyboard, it's nice. I don't see the emojis. Okay, I have here the emojis. Okay, and you can also long press to change the keyboard if you need, or the numeric keyboard. Okay, discard. This is web browser, the Gnome web browser, and the GUI is nice, but it is also very, very, very slow. So I do not insist. And what else? This is the menu. So it's the same that you have in Gnome. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, night mode, auto rotate. This is to record the screenshots. So it's the same that you have in the desktop. This is a pop-up, show file, and these are other screenshots. So another weird thing is the unlock method. This is the lock screen, and I swipe up to unlock, and then I type my strong password, but the issue here is that I don't have the enter command, so I have to open the keyboard and press return here. So it's a little bit weird, the unlock, but apart from that, I can say that it's like having a computer in your pocket, for the good or for the bad. And The operating system is fine. I hope that more mainstream applications will be available on this platform. And the other interesting thing is that Gnome Linux apps are Gnome smartphone apps, so it's very reusable software, but some apps that you use on mobile, like the navigation turn by turn and so on, needs to be very optimized for the platform to be really useful. And yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments what do you think about Linux on smartphone, and see you in another video. Bye.